Hello, everybody. We are here on another episode of Split Happens. You are joined here today by Kelly. I am owner of K Collections Photography, where I put an emphasis on empowerment. Some people call it boudoir. I like to call it empowerment. And I love helping women find themselves behind my lens. And I am joined today by...
Hello, I'm Jessica Maloney, licensed mental health counselor and business coach for audacious female entrepreneur looking to become highly sought after and highly paid. And I'm thrilled to be here to just talk about, I really just want to feed off of our last conversation on like what it really looks like when, you know, we find ourselves after divorce, after these, you know, identity crises, if you will, after these like moments of like, oh, well, what I thought was going to be something is not. So now what?
Well, you really struck a chord when you used the word reinvention last week on our episode. You said that this is your opportunity to reinvent yourself. And I'm like really excited about like throwing that word around now for like, that's going to be like my word. Yeah.
That should be the name of our conference.
Reinvention. I may even go on like my socials and speak to like my platform about it. Like after this on K Collections Photography LI Instagram. Yes. So I've been a photographer on the island since 2021. I put a very strong emphasis on working with other brands and women. So if I had to pick a niche, I would say those are my two niches. I love helping small businesses shine, and I love helping women shine behind my lens. I'm very careful not to call it boudoir because I feel that boudoir automatically correlates to air quote provocative photo shoots. And I love those too. And I want to do all of those if that's what you want to do as well. But since the day I picked up a camera and I claimed myself as a niche empowerment photographer, it's just been my thing to not necessarily call it that because I truly believe that it is different for everybody, you know? So I want a woman to come and feel, air quote, I don't even know if I would use the word sexy. I want her to feel bad. I want her to feel empowered. I want her to feel ready to re-identify herself, reinvent herself, no matter what stage she's at in life. And of course, you know, I'm going to correlate this to the divorce or separation process because we're on Split Happens. And I feel that, you know, it's a really exciting time for me to talk about what I'm going through personally. And if there's any women out there who are also going through it, like, come see me, like, let's connect, let's shine behind that lens. It's always a good time, whether you're just starting your marriage, whether you're happily married, or whether you've been through some stuff and you want to document that. Yeah. You know, I have women come to me all the time and they're just always waiting for like the perfect moment. They're waiting to lose 10 pounds. They're waiting for this to look better or, you know, and it never happens. They never pull the trigger. They can't get out of their own way. They can't get out of their own head. And I'm just a really strong advocate for finding one thing that you could really lean into in the here and now. And, you know, we could even tie this back to what we spoke about in the last segment in what you do, which is mental health. Right. You know, you had spoke about how it's a process. It doesn't just magically happen overnight, you know? Yeah. So our third counterpart, Donna, is not here, but she, Jess will give you all the mental health counseling. Donna will kind of coach you on all other facades of it. And I'm there just kind of like celebrate it and document it, you know? And it's really exciting. And just to like literally speak specifically on the process itself, you don't have to know what you want your shoot to look like. You don't have to know what you want to wear. You don't have to have a vision. And if you do, I want to hear it. Like, don't be nervous to like come and tell me about it. You know, some women are like, well, I don't know if this is stupid. Like, get out of your head.
Yeah, it's been done.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. Not stupid.
I promise you. And if you don't have any ideas, that's why I like to call myself an artist and we'll figure it out together. And the time is now.
Yeah. Well, I think you said something that's like so relatable because like I know I've thought this, right? Like the idea of going in for an empowerment shoot or a boudoir shoot, like all of the things that come up for a woman and being like, oh, like I don't like the way I look, or I'm gonna look too fat, or I'm not, whatever it is. And, you know, it makes me think of this concept of like what comes first, like the chicken or the egg, right? Like, because I know for confidence building, it's not that you feel confident and then you go do the thing. It's that you go do the thing and then you feel confident.
And like, then you build on it.
Would it be the same for booking a boudoir shoot?
Yeah, we don't have to book just one, and this is not even a sales tactic. Like I tell people that all the time. And, somebody that would be a strong advocate for this concept would be Ro. She is an influencer. I'll tag her in the comment section. We've been working together a lot lately doing empowerment shoots and boudoir shoots. She's got a very large following. And when I tell you, like, just working with her has been so freaking amazing because she comes as she is. She's unapologetic about it. She's not worried about what's hanging out. She's had 2 children. She's working on her body. She's not like traditional, what you might think is air quote, perfect in the scheme of what women may think they should look like while they're coming for a boudoir session. And she's just so cool. And she's literally like this billboard child for me because she's like, well, we'll just do multiple ones and we're going to document my process and we're going to document my journey. And she's just so cool. She's on this self-discovery and she's really investing in herself outside of motherhood. She's happily married, nothing to do with divorce. But she's documenting her evolution as to who she wants to reinvent herself to become. So you don't have to pick the perfect time. It's called evolution of yourself. Like, let's get the party started. Let's start that document, that book.
Well, I feel like we talked about this a few weeks ago when it's like, is it that I'm like in my 30s and 40s and I'm having that identity crisis, or is it because I went through a divorce, right? Like I think there's this correlation sometimes for women, like when you've kind of finished the story. And by that, I mean, like, I don't know, I think a lot of girls grow up and they're like, well, I'm going to get married and I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to have babies and then I'm going to live happily ever after.
That's all I ever wanted.
That's all I ever wanted to do.
Besides being Angela from Who's the Boss, I really didn't want to air quote be anything besides I did want to be a boss. So I knew, I guess, innately that I wanted a career, but my own, like, I wanted to be a mom and a wife and have a home and do all the domestic things. And that is innately who I was. It's not because it's all I knew, so, I'm reinventing myself on that level 100% right now. It's funny. So to answer your question too, and I know this is outside of photography, I think we're going to go through those questions in that midlife identity crisis regardless. I think whether or not you actually get divorced is whether you look over to your side at night and you're like, oh, no, I have the person who's still my foundation through all these questions. It's not about them or the foundation of what I have. It's about me and how I can fine tune myself. And I think that's the difference of making a decision to get divorced in your 30s or your 40s.
Well, I think that's just it's a good practice for everybody. I think whether you're married or single or divorced, where like if you ever feel this pull to explore yourself or to kind of maybe be somebody different or you want to be more, like that's what I always craved. I was like, there's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more than this. Like testing things.
Oh yeah.
And I think like a photo shoot is a great way to like test yourself and see like
100%.
Who you want to be and how you want to conduct yourself. Right. And hey, listen, like if your partner is there for it and they can be like, wow, it's crazy. That's so cool. Like I love this for you. Then, it's an opportunity for you guys to grow together too.
You'd be surprised at how many partners, I've had women cancel last minute because their partner, air quote, didn't want them to do it. You'd be surprised at how many partners become intimidated when people start tapping into reinventing themselves because they're afraid that they're going to be left in the dust. And that's gross.
Well, that's something that
that's insecure.
Yeah, I had that conversation with Jillian Michaels, and we talked about like what does that mean, right? And it's like when you start growing as an individual, and somebody else doesn't like it, it's because it is a reflection that they are not growing or cannot grow.
Right. You're intimidating them for a reason
because they don't get to have what you are going to get. Right. So they're like, hey, you come back down here to my level instead of, hey, I can rise up too.
And I always even from a very young age, I feel like a lot of these things like innately came to me. Like I never called it like jealousy. If I saw something, I always called it admiration and I never mimicked it. I always was like, how can I, whatever I'm admiring about this person, how can I find my own version of whatever that quality or characteristic or level that I'm admiring about them right now, So I know we're going off in like left field, but on the topic of insecurities as you're leveling up, I just would love to pass that on because that's always been something I've kept to my core value of who I am as a person,
Yeah, I think that's a good reframe though. Yeah. Because like I'm not somebody who thought that way. Like I've trained myself to see things more that way.
Sure.
But there was a lot of jealousy. It's hard, especially with
Yeah.
social media, especially with like
Yeah.
what, an image of beauty has
Yeah.
always been.
Yeah.
And like thankfully it has evolved
Mhm.
like a lot over the years.
Oh,
But,
I
like,
love that it's evolved, especially as somebody who I would definitely say I'm curvy and I love it.
Yeah.
I am so grateful that we're in a world where it's just
Yeah.
embraced more and it's, we're not in the 90s where Calvin Klein is the end all and be all. And yes,
Oh
it
my
was a
God,
beautiful
yeah.
era, but I was a teenager back in like 1994 when like Kate Moss was on the cover. I just didn't stand a chance. Like
God, I just wanted to look like Britney Spears and have a flat tummy and like the low-rise jeans. Girl,
that's when I switched
did not
to
measure
like
up.
hip hop and I was welcomed over there. Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, like when it comes to an empowerment shoot, it doesn't necessarily have to be like
No.
risque and lingerie.
No.
right? Like what else can
This
it
is
be?
why I call it empowerment, girl. Like you don't play the guitar, but want to learn how to play the guitar. Bring your guitar that you're practicing
Or
on,
just want to
okay?
take a picture with one.
Right. Like you just think it's cool looking. Bet. Let's do it. I am literally the most non-judgmental, open book person that there ever could be. And I'm not delusional, I think, in feeling that way about myself. So if you're listening to this, there's lots of options out there, but I've heard that I just make it fun. Like people come, I've literally had women walk in my studio and they're like shaking. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no. Nope.
Yeah.
Like I promise you're going to literally feel like we're just hanging out. And that's often how I get my best pictures is because we're literally like talking. You don't even realize that I'm shooting. Like, we're just vibing out. And that's what life should be. It shouldn't be stressful. And, I've done a boudoir session of my own. This was years back. I did it with my ex-husband, which is I probably should go do one for myself.
Hello?
Yeah. Actually, I just had a light bulb go off. I need to contact my friend Melissa over at Boudoir by Melissa. Support her. Confident artist. Support other artists. Love her. Maybe I'll hit her up. I think I need to do one for just myself as I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah.
But my point is I went and I did this session and it just wasn't fun. I felt like she couldn't be bothered. She wasn't into it. Ugh.
You need somebody who's making you feel comfortable in those situations.
Yeah, because trust me, I get it. It's vulnerable.
Sure.
It's very vulnerable. And I promise I would never make you feel that way.
Mm.
Every time I go into a session, I take every session seriously, but those sessions, I make sure I only book that session in a day. I'm not walking into those tired, I'm not saying that I walk into any session like that, but they're very sacred to me. And I will just leave it at that. I know that you're trusting me with the most vulnerable parts of wanting to see yourself in a different light. And that's a beautiful thing, no matter where you're at in life. So, and I definitely think the divorce process is the perfect time for it. Mm-hmm.
And what do you think, like when you're done, like obviously people come in with nerves and you take your time with them. Like when people are done, what are you hearing from them?
Most people can't believe. So I'm a big advocate for showing people what they look like throughout. And I used to not be like that because I was afraid that women were going to get in their head and then kind of tap out. But I've never been in a situation where they didn't like what they saw. And it actually fires them up and they really get into it thereafter. I've never had, and knock on a million pieces of wood, I've never had a woman feel worse about herself after a session, ever. 10 times out of 10. And I don't think they're just being nice because it is an investment. And if they weren't happy, I do truly believe that they would let me know that they weren't. They're happy and they can't believe that that's them and that they have the ability to look like that from the outside in. And that is a beautiful gift that I'm able to offer somebody. So, and you're able to offer yourself above all. So, I'm a huge advocate. Like I said, I was going through the divorce process and I said, I already speak on behalf of empowering women. Like, how can I tie this into what I already do? And I mean, the light bulbs just started going off. Not just divorce, but all phases of life. It's okay. It's somebody calling me to book a boudoir session. Or they're calling to book their counseling session.
Wow, we're really taking immediate action. I love that around here.
Guys, hold the lines, please.
Just give me a minute. Let me finish the show.
Jeez.
Sorry, it's so hard to be so in demand.
have your secretary answer that.
I'm hiring, actually, if anybody.
Do you see what we're doing? We're re-identifying ourselves right here, right now.
We're turning an unfortunate moment into a lesson.
We're imagining. I love it so much. But yeah. And then I do all other phases as well. So whatever your need is, I know that, point of this session was to really tie in, because like I said, we come to the table and we talk about our experiences, but we don't talk about where we are now as professionals and how that we can really tie that in to the process and to why you tune in every week and listen to this show.
I think that that's a big piece, and it's something that I speak a lot about on the business coaching side is the identity evolution.
Yeah.
The process that you go through to evolve into the next version of you that maybe does scary things, that books the boudoir photo shoot, that makes the money, that changes the job, that starts the business. There is a version of you no matter where you are now, right? Because I don't think a lot of people are ever really happy with where they are now, right? Everyone talks about where they want to go, what they want to achieve. When this happens, then I'll be happy. Or when I find the guy, I'll be happy. Or when this happens, I'll be happy. And there is really something to be said about booking a photo shoot,
pausing,
being in the moment.
As you are with Les Brown, I love my Gabby Bernstein. She's a spiritual guru, and I try and read one of her books as soon as I'm done. They take me a little while, but the practice of the art of gratitude, be grateful for where you are and all the lessons and trials and tribulations to where they've brought you. So pause, just be in the moment, celebrate the here, celebrate the now. Don't think about what, the future could, because who knows what the future can really hold, you know what I mean?
But I think there is an element of you have to accept where you are to get to where you want to go.
So I could scroll back on my videos from 2021 when I registered myself as a business. And one of my very first videos and the concept that stuck with me on my path was find something to celebrate today, right here, right now. There's one thing you have to love about yourself. One thing. And let's spring off of that. You don't have to 100% be happy. And because like you said, I don't think we ever will be. So what are we waiting for? I just said to my son last night, he's 19, and I said, I just wish more people would realize we weren't born to grind, go to bed, sit and watch a show, wake up, repeat. God,
that's the American dream, Cal. It's the American dream.
I couldn't be any analyst, and I'm not bragging, but find whatever it is outside of that for yourself just a little bit, please. Life is gonna go by. It goes by really quick. And I know this is going in a whole different direction, and guess what? When it's all said and done, nobody cares as much as you think they are. So if you're worried about what other people think, stop. Just stop. Be mindful, be caring, be all that. Oh, somebody's calling her again, guys, please. Sorry. You have to submit your insurance card first. I love it. Jess, you do take insurance, right? For your mental?
I do.
Yes, okay. Why we're on the topic. Okay.
Insurances.
But anyway, I do just want to take a minute to also remind our viewers how they could find us. Jess, can you just remind them of the platform where all of our information is housed?
Yeah, you can find us at splithappensli.com.
Beautiful. And then my Instagram, which is what I'm mostly active on, is K, just the letter K, and then the word collections, photography, LI on Instagram. You can shoot me a message, my website, Spotify, all of it is linked in the bio. And I do just want to remind our viewers that Split Happens is sponsored by Balanced Health and Wellness over in Wading River. Nita and Dr. Rutman own a beautiful med spa over there. I know you've been over there.
Yeah.
They're really changing the game on Long Island. They're a beautiful med spa. Their staff is amazing. I don't think that there's anything that they don't offer. I've had my blood work drawn as a 44-year-old woman. I just kind of wanted to see where I was at. So they offer everything.
Yeah, it really is very comprehensive, and they really care about what they do over there. So you'll be treated like a VIP. Yeah. So if you're also waiting to, pull the trigger on some aesthetic things, guys, truly reach out to them. I would trust them. Yeah, 100%. And we'd like to thank you for joining us on another episode of Split Happens. And we hope you guys have a great weekend.